Hello everyone, today we start and we will talking about the how to introduce yourself in merchant navy, and it's a proper format I'm gonna tell you today. So first of all, start with yourself, like good evening, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. That's the basic thing. First of all, we will start with the gratitude. Like we don't know, because the reason on it, because we don't know the who is sitting in front of us. Maybe it's maybe the captain, maybe the chief officer, maybe third officer, maybe the very experienced person and senior person. So we will start with the gratitude. First of all, like I'm giving you the example so we can easily go through on it. Like, sir, thank you for giving me opportunity to introduce myself. Okay, be a thankful. And let's start with the second point. Okay, the second point is we can start with our after gratitude we will say like our names and age and hometown. That's it. So my name is Ravi Shankar. I am currently 17-year-old. I came from my hometown Kathiyar, Bihar. That's it. uh, Now after that we have to start famous things in our hometowns. So I'm gonna say about my famous things in hometown. First is famous for Manihari Ghats, and the second thing is famous in agriculture, is major contribute in foxnut farming. So I mentioned the two things, you have to mention the two things. So let's move to the third point. Now coming to the third point, we have to mention our educations and qualifications. So I'm gonna mention my qualifications and education. You just have to follow it. Like first, you have to mention your school and your your boards and your percentage. Because if your percentage is good, so you can mention it. Otherwise, you can skip. No problem. So sir, now coming to my education, I did my class 10th from Manipal Public School from CPAC board, and I did my class 12 from plus 2 high school BMP 7 from Bihar board, and I got aggregate percentage 74.2 in my 12th standard. So that's it. After that you have to move to the we can move on another point. This is the fourth points. Okay, things we're gonna mention is going to be very important. We have to mention our family. Okay, so this thing, like many people mention, you can mention your joint family, you can mention your nuclear family. So basically in nuclear family, you have your parents and your brother and sister. That's it. And your joint family, you have your parents, your brother, sisters, and your grandfather and grandparents, all that. So I really prefer to, you should have to go with your nuclear family. If you are also belong from a joint family, you should definitely have to mention your nuclear family, because the interviewer will ask the cross question. So you have to be prepared and don't make it complicated. So definitely go through with a nuclear family and mention you are belong from a nuclear family. So now you can start with your family. So sir, now coming to my family, I belong from a nuclear family, uh, with consisting of 7 members. Apart from my parents, I have 4 siblings. And if you have 1 or 2 siblings, you can just mention the work, what they work and what they are doing. You can don't add too much things. So you can mention like I have 4 siblings, so I just mention the 4 siblings. Okay, I'm not gonna work say about what they are doing and all the things. Okay, so I have a 4 sibling. That's it. Now in fifth point is we have to mention our parents. Okay, okay. So how you can mention it? Like I'm gonna mention, just follow it. So sir, now coming to my parents, my dad is a farmer and my mom is a teacher. You can mention that's it. Make it smaller, don't make it so complicated. And after that, move to the seventh point, you have to mention your hobbies. Hobbies you can mention, is in hobby you should have to choose very wisely, because the interviewer will definitely ask the cross question, so you have to be prepared what they gonna ask. So like I have prepared like I will not tell about my hobbies is I like badminton. You can mention one sports is good for you, and second you mention you can indoor things. So I mentioned singing and badminton. Okay, in sports. After that, like in it's additional. You can also mention your strength and weaknesses. Like I'm gonna skip this part because is maybe the interviewer will ask the first question, so I will wait, so he will ask first, so I will be ready. So you can, if you want to make it longer, you can mention your strength and weaknesses. Strength, everyone can mention it in a proper way. How you have to mention, don't say making so fantasy, so it's not good for you. And second is your weaknesses, don't say it negatively. Like I have had to mention my weaknesses, I will say like I think a lot before taking doing my work, make it complicated. So I will definitely make it and try to not overthink and make do my work better. So this kind of things you can show your weaknesses in a positive way. And if interviewer will ask, then say, otherwise it's not mandatory to mention it. So that's it. And yeah, that's it.